Hey guys, what's going on? It's Cody. Today we're heading out to one of my rental properties where I just had a couple of tenants move out. They moved out early and unfortunately had to break their lease, and so I wanted to give you guys kind of a tour about what this tenant turnover looks like, what I'm going to be doing there at the property. One, I'm going to be checking it out, and two, I'm also going to be taking video of it so that I can streamline the process of getting it rented out easier in the future. So we're going to head over there. Like I said, unfortunately they had to move out early. They had a couple of medical problems and had to move back to their home state. So I don't know what condition the property's in. I haven't even inspected it since they moved in just a couple of months ago. I'm hoping that it's in pretty good shape, but this is one of those things where you never really know. So we're gonna go find out what this looks like. We're gonna take a look at it. Like I said, gonna take care of those things, and then I'm gonna give you guys a couple ideas on how to turn over your units faster, how to avoid vacancy, and get top dollar for it once you make that change. So let's head over to the property and check it out. All right guys, so I just pulled up to the property and I'm pretty nervous about what I'm gonna find here in the unit. Apparently, some of the problems that these tenants had were a lot worse than I found out while they were staying here. So they actually had the cops over here multiple times and were just drinking all the time, kind of causing a mess just over and over and over. So I'm not really sure what we're gonna find here. I'm a little bit nervous, but we're gonna go check it out. This is one of the basement apartments that I've got, and we're gonna be renting this for $900 a month, which is a little bit more than what the last guys were paying. So I'm pretty confident we'll be able to get that and we'll get it filled, hopefully here by the end of the week. So let's go take a look. Wow. Alright guys, so this is the place, this is the unit, and actually it looks pretty dang good, so I'm pretty happy with that. You know, I mean, given the circumstances, I really can't complain about what I've got here. So I'm going to show you guys around and tell you a little bit about this unit. You can see here that it's got all of these old wooden cabinets and a small kitchen right as you walk in here from the side door. This is just laminate flooring. It was already here when I bought the place, so we didn't do anything with that. We haven't done any remodeling in this unit. It's pretty much looks the same as when we moved in. So this is the house where we were living upstairs first, and then renting out the basement, and then we actually moved out, and now we're renting out the entire place. So this is how we came to get this property. This is the bathroom. It's a huge bathroom here, really good size as you can see. Back out into the hallway here. And now the unique thing about this one, it's got cabinets here, which is great for storage, and you've got two bedrooms really. So there's no living room in this unit particularly. You've really just got two bedrooms here. Show you guys around, and if we head out into this other bedroom, bedroom number 2 in this place. So I'm advertising this as a 1-bedroom unit because you're gonna use one of the rooms as like a formal living room where you would have, you know, a couch and a TV setup kind of thing. So that's what we've got here. It's really a great place. Old linoleum flooring on the floors here, and you know, overall not too bad. As mentioned, we haven't done anything to this unit, and we're gonna get $900 a month in rent, which is pretty dang good. I mean, you've got old wood doors here, linoleum floors, the kitchen's nothing great. It's just a 1-bedroom unit in a good part of town. So that's how we're gonna pull that rent in. If you look down here at the floor, you can actually see that we've got baseboard heating, which is not something that I would choose, but it's actually fine for the house. Keeps it nice and warm, and it keeps it steady compared to forced air. So I've only had one major repair on the system that I had to do, but other than that, it's been really solid for me. Now there is a little bit of damage here. I don't know if you can see, but along the the trim here, that was not there before, so that's kind of a bummer. We're gonna have to take care of that. So I'm gonna be filming here in the kitchen just to give you guys kind of a little bit of a breakdown on this particular unit. So I took a video of this place, you know, while I'm here, so that we can get a good idea of what the layout is, and I can send that to prospective applicants for the property so that they can have an idea of what it looks like without having to come see it. The problem that I find with properties like this is a lot of people are super flaky. I get a lot of people that reach out, they say, hey, I want to tour this, and that's the first thing they ask. Before they even ask questions about the property or the qualifications, they just want to come look at it. I've had so many people flake out on me that's just really not possible, you know, to do for every single person, especially when they don't show up, you know. So not only do people not show up, but then they don't qualify, and it's just a total mess. So by recording a video and being able to send it to them, they can get an idea of the space, they can get an idea of the measurements for how big the rooms and the bathroom are, they can get an idea of the property, and also get an idea of the layout to see if it'll work for them. This will streamline the process, and then they're gonna go fill out the application where they can put in their name, their job history, where they've lived. It's gonna ask them questions about, having a right to be in the USA, do they have any felony charges, stuff like that. And just kind of get some preliminary information. If everything looks good and they still want to come look at it, I'm happy to come and meet them and show them the property. I require at least 3 times income and at least a 560 credit score, which is pretty low. Honestly, I'd like to be at least 600 or above. But sometimes you have to offset for other things, such as credit and income. If credit's a little bit low, but income's really good, then maybe I'll make an exception. Vice versa, if income is, kind of right on the border, but they've got super good credit, then I'm gonna, make an exception for that too. So really, it's all about making those exceptions to find the right tenant. The one thing I've learned as being a landlord for almost 6 years now is that finding the right tenant is the hardest part of the process, but the most important. If you can find good tenants for your property, you're gonna save tons of money. Even if you have to take a cut in your rent, it's so worth it to find the right tenant that's gonna take care of it. Because if you get a tenant that's paying, $50 more a month, that may sound great because now you add $50 to your bottom line, but what happens if they miss rent 1 month? Now you're out $900, right? How many months at $50 a month is it gonna take to get back that $900? Or maybe they cause damage. Maybe they ruin the floors and I have to come in and replace the floors. How much is that gonna cost me? It's gonna cost me thousands of dollars to do that. So it's not worth getting that little bit of extra rent if you get a bad tenant. So like I said, if there's one thing that I've learned, getting the right tenant in the property in the first place is so crucial to having a successful rental. So as mentioned before, I'm gonna rent this place out for $900 a month. I'm hoping to have it filled by the end of the week. It just needs a quick cleaning, which will get taken care of here in the next day or two. And then, basically going from there, we're gonna try and find the perfect person to come in and take care of this place and have a great place to live in an awesome part of town. As mentioned before, this was the 3rd house hack that I actually lived in. So we lived in upstairs, and then there's actually 2 other units in this house here. So we rent out the other 2 units to help cover our mortgage. And then once we moved out, we rented out the top. So now we've got 3 rentable units in this place, and it produces massive cash flow for us. So it's been one of the best investments we've ever made. And this is the life of a landlord. Sometimes you have to come and take care of these problems, but most of the time, if you got the right tenant, it's pretty laid back. This is why it's such a powerful form of passive income, is because if you get the right people in, really the most amount of work comes when you have to remodel the unit or when you have to go and turn it over and find somebody new. So that's what we're looking at right now. For this particular property, we're not planning on doing any remodeling, even though this place could use it. It's a little outdated. It kind of looks like your grandma's house. We're not going to do anything to it because I figure that if we were to come in here and put in some new countertops and change out the floor and just kind of update it, give it some new doors and, new fixtures for the sink and the bathroom, the shower, stuff like that, it's probably going to cost us, close to $10,000 to do that. And it might only give us about an extra $100 a month in rent. So if you look at it as $100 a month in rent, over the course of a year, that bonus is going to be $1,200. But I spent $10,000 to remodel the house. So if I put $10,000 into it and I'm only getting $1,200 a year, it's going to take 8 or 9 years to be able to get back that investment that I put into the property. So it's just not worth it. Of course, I'll be adding value into the property, but I'd rather have that $10,000 to go and invest in another property, which can produce cash flow, equity, appreciation, depreciation, all of these tax benefits, everything that you get with owning another property, instead of just getting an extra $100 a month on this property right here. So when it comes to remodeling a property, you really have to know what it's going to cost you and what you're going to be able to get out of it in increased rent. Sometimes you can go into a property and you can put $20,000 into it and you might increase the rentability of it by $400 a month. Now that might be something I consider. If it's going to take less than 5 years to get paid back, then I think it's something worth considering if you're going to get enough equity built into the property as well, or if the property just needs it in the first place. Sometimes when you go in and you remodel a place, it's better to do that and have a good starting base than to work with something that's already run down, is going to need a ton of repairs, looks bad, you're always going to have tenants complaining, it's going to be hard to rent. Those are things to consider when it comes to something like this, is you really have to take that into account. to know, you know, if it's worth doing. So like I said, if it's under 5 years, then that's something that I would consider doing. So if you were getting $400 a month, that'd be $4,800 per year. If you put $20,000 into it, it's going to be just a little bit over 4 years to be able to get your money back out. It's going to be about 4 years and 2 months. So that's going to be something that I would consider when it comes to remodeling a unit. Thankfully for this place, we're not going to touch it. We're just going to clean it and fill it and go on about life looking for another real estate deal. Guys, that's it for this one. I hope you liked this. Give me a thumbs up here on the video if you did for the YouTube algorithm. It really helps me out. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, if you want to learn more about real estate, money, and passive income. Until next time.